Hey Clear Lake peeps, Ross Englund here with Clear Lake Guide Service. We've been missing for a couple of weeks. Hopefully you folks noticed. Today is May 20th. The last time I was out in my boat was March 16th. That was the last day I guided, and it was the last day that I've been able to work since this whole mess has started. So I'm going to give you a real quick rundown of what's going on. What's going on, for the most part, is the left-hand side of the county's mouth is saying the lake is closed to non-residents. The right-hand side of Lake County's mouth is saying, nope, we're open, come on in. So you judge, take it for what you want. The non-resident stickers are being sold for the Quagga program. I think you'll have a hard time finding hotel space still, because that part is still shut down, just like guide services are still shut down. We're kind of getting the word that we're going to be sometime in really late phase 3 or sometime in phase 4 when the stay in place is taken away. So we don't know. I can't give you any more information because they don't know it, and they're definitely what they're kind of pushing out to all of us is it's not all their fault. Some of it is, most of us not. Who's ever dealt with any of this stuff before? So as I said, today, May 20th, got around the lake a little bit today. Actually fished the upper end of the lake all day. I was going to go down south, but it was a little bit too windy for me for my first day back to kind of mess with it. So I stayed up here, fished by myself. Well, with Gracie too. So, and I got out about 8:15, quit, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. So, well, we'll just call it 4 o'clock. So it's about a 7.5 hour day. I am somewhere in the range of 30 to 38 fish today. Nothing of any size. The biggest ones were the fish I caught in the last portion of the day, where I found some sight fishing, and they were pushing 4 pounds, a couple of them. Never really saw a big one. It's kind of tough, just going around and just looking. The bite wasn't that tough. It's just the way I wanted to fish. So I caught about a third of my fish on a weightless Cinco. I caught a third of my fish just drop shotting around docks, and then I caught the last third of my fish basically sight fishing. Water temperature, we'll call it 68 degrees today. Water clarity, at least where I fished today, the clearest that I was able to find, I could see maybe 4.5 feet, maybe a couple of times 5, but for the most part I'm going to say 3 feet. So, you know, the other thing that was interesting to get out and around, and I ran around the entire upper end of the lake today, was just checking on the weed conditions, because usually by now the weeds are up pretty good, and especially with the water being lower like it is this year, I kind of expected the weeds to be a little bit more of an issue than they actually were. The weeds, at least from what I saw today, were just about right. If you saw a little clump of them offshore, there was fish in them. So one of the things I did not throw is top water, mostly because today is the first day after a couple of pretty miserable days. So I'll probably throw it a little bit tomorrow. Hopefully I'm going to be out today, tomorrow, and Friday. Looks like I'm going to be able to get the wife out tomorrow afternoon, which means I'll be able to hopefully listen to a bunch of yippee-ki-yay-ing as she's hooking fish, so that's always a good thing. If you've checked my booking calendar, you've probably seen that the first time that I'm available is like the first week of August. That's for booking. If you want to book a trip now, maybe you've had a trip scheduled or you're thinking about it, and if you want to get something on the books, then you can go to my booking calendar, Clear Lake Guide Service, and you'll be able to book a date there. I'm just going to tell you right now that if I'm not going to bounce any dates. Anything that we book in August, we're going. If it turns out that sometime earlier in July or maybe even in June, we may be able to get back to guiding, then I'll open the book up and clear off those dates. So just keep in touch with me. You can either text me, send me an email, or messenger through Facebook, any of those things. So it was a beautiful day out here. I cannot tell you how good it felt to actually jump in that boat at the launch ramp and start the key and start to idle out into this lake. Don't even care how the fishing was today. I'd still call it a good day, but I mean, it was a fun day, and it just felt really good to get back out on the water. I've had a couple of pretty decent trips out of the kayaks, and actually I attempted to put together a kayak video, and let's just say that even for as poor as my standards are, it didn't meet my standards, so I didn't put it back up. So that's one of the reasons why. Weather's just kind of been a little bit dicey, and it's just been weird. So I'm going to keep this short. Probably see another thing posted tail end of this week, depending on how it goes, and then we'll be back on schedule from this point forward. Unless something else happens, who knows? Next week it looks like they're going to PG&E is going to shut the power down up around Red Bluff. So that's about all we need to have happen right now, is have a little breeze come up and them decide that we need to shut the power off too. So those of you that are staying at home and trying to behave yourself, now you can do it without any power at all. So that's it for today. Really good talking to you folks. Hope everything's going well for you. Hang in there. We're going to get through this. I don't know how and I don't know when, but we will. Can't go on forever. So I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.